Naruto Storm 5 was probably one of the biggest disappointments I've ever played in my entire life. And I love Naruto, right? I'm always going to watch this show. I'm always going to, love the show. But Naruto Shinobi or Naruto Storm 5, whatever it's called, is so disappointing because the entire game has so much potential and they're not utilizing it, and it's very frustrating seeing a lot of these stuff and a lot of these stuff being implemented in this game where it has good features and good battles, but the game itself is shitty because it's just repetitive. It feels the same thing, or you're just watching story after story, or you're reliving the anime even though you're trying to relive the battles and all these other stuff. And Naruto, Storm 5 does not do a good job on that. Like, literally, Naruto, Shinobi Striker is a lot better at doing a lot of these stuff. Naruto Storm 5 is not good at all. Like, literally, it's just one of those things where it's like, if you want to play this game, you got to watch the show and come here back to play this game, if that makes sense. Which kind of sucks though, because I feel like Dragon Ball, like a lot of their games they actually do a good job, reeling in players or like reeling in like viewers for Dragon Ball. Like when I first started watching Dragon Ball, I haven't watched a lot, only like, when Frieza comes in and out, you know what I'm saying? But like, I haven't really watched a lot of Dragon Ball at all whatsoever. Only the part where Frieza comes. Other than that, I haven't watched a single Dragon Ball thing, besides that one arc with Black Goku or whatever, right? But, when I first started watching Dragon Ball, I ended up watching because I played one of their games, right? I thought the story was cool. I went ahead and I was just like, you know what? Let's watch it. Let's see what this show has to offer. And it offered a lot of amazing things with a lot of amazing stuff. Again, I'm not going to pretend I know everything about Dragon Ball or I watched Dragon Ball, but I have watched it to the point where I still enjoyed it and I still loved it, right? And a lot of these stuff from, the games were implemented to Dragon Ball, or like, I mean, you get the idea. A lot of the story came to the game, but also you were reliving these battles and you're like playing these battles and having a lot of good times. Naruto Storm 5 does not do that at all. What it literally does is it quite literally just says, relive Naruto. Yeah. That's it. That's literally all it is. Just staring at the camera, watching it, do a few battles, and that's it. And it feels boring, right? And I have some ideas to fix it. Like, for example, one of my ideas that I really loved, and I was literally thinking about this so much, is food pills. If you don't know what food pills is, spoiler warning, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to spoil. Food pills are pretty much like potions in like Minecraft or all these other stuff within like foods. Bro, I tried to burp for a sec, jeez. But anyways, that's literally what food pills is, right? They could add something like this where it say, hey, I'm going to put a certain type of food pill, in Naruto, in the beginning of the match, so he can have a huge power-up to fight Obito or something like that. They could have something like this where you could implement something into this game, like a potion or something, to give your characters more power and more strength because, you keep losing or because you need to keep doing this or keep doing that. Either way, like, stuff like these would be really awesome. Another thing I would absolutely love to see is shorter storylines and a little bit longer battles and actually more levels, right? And when I say levels, I don't mean like, level 1 arc, okay? 4 battles in level 1, move on to the next, you know what I'm saying? That's short and it feels boring and you can just speed run a lot of these stuff. What I'm talking about is like 1,000 levels or something, because literally Naruto has almost 1,000 episodes, thousands of characters, literally, and it has so many arcs, literally hundreds of arcs. I mean, at some point, I literally lost track between how much, I don't know, I think Naruto alone has like 30 or 40 arcs, just like Naruto, not Naruto Shippuden, and I lost track after like the 10th arc or something. Literally, I kept losing tracks because there are so many arcs and so many characters and so many things going on, and they could use those stuff to add different levels and add them and give them more of a challenge, right? I feel like, even like the Boruto area, right? They could also do that and just have even more challenges. But Naruto Storm 5 doesn't do this. It simply just doesn't. Naruto Storm 5, will implement the battle and then move on to the next one. And it feels rushed, right? It feels like they were rushing it, and it feels like, you know, every battle that you do, it just keeps getting easier and easier and easier. I mean, at some point, you know, I was playing this game, and I literally, I swear to God, at some point, I just kept spamming my super, which another thing I wish they have is have a cooldown within the super, meaning instead of spamming, you know, Minato, the super, have some sort of cooldown so you don't have to spam. Again, Minato is super powerful because of his freaking super. And let me explain what his super does. He has like 4 shurikens or something like that, and he shoots it right at you, and it spreads. And it's hard to dodge. You cannot dodge. Not only that, it not only just spreads, just letting you know, it follows you. It's like a cage. So by the time it comes to you, it is very hard to dodge, and it's fast, and you just have to dodge. You just got to get lucky. You just got to get really, really lucky dodging these stuff. Why not add some sort of, you know, super cooldown or something like that? Or maybe a certain character, because it has an overpowered super, could only use 1 super per game or something like this. Another thing I wish to add is like they would remove timers, right? At times, like I feel like within these levels when I was playing, I feel like they only had like 90 seconds playing this game, right? I feel like it's just not a lot of time. If they make this game a little bit harder, a little bit cooler, and just more fun, it's just gonna be, I guess, more awesomer, I guess, you know, just make this game feel like a challenge, but at the same time, let us like go through these levels and have fun. I think I'm implementing a lot of the Dragon Ball game from the PS5. I can't remember what it's called, but that game really has a lot of these types of features where, I mean, that's what I'm assuming because I've seen people play this game where it doesn't, I don't think it has potions or anything like that, but it has levels. It has certain things that is implemented in this game that pretty much not only like goes in with the storyline, but actually hooks in even newer players. Who knows? They could watch this game, you know, they could watch it and just watch the show and just play this game and just have fun, right? But Naruto just doesn't do that, which kind of sucks, really. I mean, I'm also going to go off topic here a little bit. Like Naruto, you know, I think it's called Naruto Striker or whatever it's called. Naruto Shinobi Striker, there we go. Naruto Shinobi. It's literally a long-ass name, I don't know. Anyways, that anime is a very bad anime. Let me explain, okay? I feel like, I mean, not the anime, but it's a bad game, right? I feel like it's a very bad game, and the reason is because, you know, I think the mechanics are great. I mean, I actually think the battles are great. I played this game personally, but the only reason why I call it like a really bad game because it doesn't. I feel like it just doesn't introduce newer players to, you know, the genre and all of these type of stuff. Again, I feel like a lot of the Dragon Ball games or One Piece games, even though you don't know what One Piece is, you can at least get the feel of it within these games. If these games are good enough, you might as well play it. You know, something like that. I don't know, you know? I don't know. I'm not a game developer, right? But I'm just saying, I feel like there's just a lot of things that they could be improving on with Naruto Storm 5 or something like that. Dude, they have so much Storm games. I have no idea, right? But at the end of the day, you know, I will say, and I will give them praise at this, I absolutely loved the Kaguya fight. That was probably the only fight I struggled in within the entire freaking... I mean, I have a 5-hour video on my YouTube channel. Literally, you can just go ahead and watch it. And that fight was the hardest fight in my opinion because I could not defeat her whatsoever. I just could not defeat her at all whatsoever. And I will give her praise on that because, hey, took me a while. It took me like 10 minutes. I mean, the Itachi one took me longer than 10 minutes, right? The Itachi one, I think, took me like an hour and a half to do, but that's because I tried 100% it. But even then, I could have defeated most of it. I mean, even then, I will give them praise for the, you know, Kaguya. I think it was pretty awesome. You couldn't really spam and all these type of stuff. You could easily go ahead and start, you know, shooting, fighting, do whatever. At the end of the day, you know, shoot that Rasengan at their face, and they would still dodge the freaking Rasengan. It pisses me off. It gives me PTSD, I swear to God, every time I play it. But anyways, let me know what you think about, you know, Kaguya and all these type of stuff. Not Kaguya, Naruto Storm 5, bro. I don't know what's the matter with me today. But it's a Monday, okay? It's a Monday. It's spring break. Happy spring break. Just want to yap on the internet a little bit about Naruto. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Let me know what's your favorite character. I mean, I'm going to pull up this guy. There used to be more crows than this, by the way. I love Itachi. And I let people go in my room and play around with this. But anyways, let me know what you think. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Other than that, take care. Peace out. Yeah, that's it. I just wanted this video to be 10 minutes. I could have ended it at 9:58 or something. Those just pissed me off. Bye, guys.